In retirement, we need multiple sources of income to meet our needs. The 30+9 savings plan can turbocharge your income plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return. Backed by a Fortune 100 company, the 30+9 plan provides safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something everyone should take a look at. For free information, call or text to 888-411-4130 or click this video to learn more.
For more than 30 years, Fisher House Foundation has provided families of wounded, injured, and ill service members and veterans a home away from home at no cost, because a family's love is good medicine. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
Household is detained or deported. The council is headed for August recess, but will hold a hearing on the bill September 15th. Dick Iuliano, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Traffic and weather next.
Making sense of your world on the go. Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
This is for you.
Get the WMAL app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil, one simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Perfect Cleaning Traffic Center.
A couple of accidents in Laurel on 95 North, now between 198 and the Patuxent River Bridge. Still a crash there causing delays from the ICC. And in South Laurel on Route 1, southbound at Muirkirk Meadows Drive, there is still crash activity there to watch out for as well. Also in Prince George's County, in Hyattsville, there is an accident on Riggs Road near 410 East-West Highway. And watch out for the accident right now on Crane Highway at Rosaryville Road. Also in Woodbridge, there is a crash now reported on the Prince William Parkway at Old Bridge Road that is causing delays. And still delays on 95 traveling southbound between the Springfield-Franconia exit and 123 in Woodbridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight becoming cloudy, 70. Saturday, partial sun, low 90s. And then showers and thunderstorms returning, especially Sunday afternoon, upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, WMAL.
90 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Hasn't everybody memorized that by now, Mr. Producer? 877, you'd think, 381-3811. We will definitely take
Alpesh, let me see you call in Mark Levin.
But the board fills up.
Call Mark Levin, Alpesh. I dare
You
you.
have to call 2.5 hours in advance. But
Call Mark Levin and tell him that I'm a racist.
At like 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Got the number.
Just saying. Just explaining. That's all I'm doing. Just explaining. The president had a cabinet meeting at Camp David. I don't know that that's ever happened. It certainly has never involved the president.
I want to hear this. I haven't heard it yet.
He's in New Jersey this evening.
I like to hear what my president is saying. Always have.
Time on Fox if you want to watch that. That's Hannity. Hannity. And among other things, the president said this about Iran. Cut 4, go.
What is the status of talks? Who from the administration is talking to the Iran?
But they break their word so often. Steve is talking. Jared, we have very good people. JD's involved, very strongly involved. We have great people talking. Marco's involved.
Because they say talks aren't happening.
Very good people. We have the best people. And they'll make a deal. As an example, we'll talk about nuclear. And we'll be in there talking about nuclear for 7 hours. I say, what do you need?
There ain't no fat on that motherfucker. There ain't no fat there.
7 hours, and then they'll go out.
That ain't fat.
And I'll say,
fuck you.
They discuss nuclear. And they'll go out and they'll say,
yeah, I'm almost 65.
And I said, what did they say? All they do is make me angry. You know, they just make me angry. Any other questions?
You can reach a deal with Iran.
Fuck you, Jamie.
I'm
English langy. Fuck you.
Because they do lie and they do misrepresent. Well, the other day, the 5 missiles were shot. We knocked them down, but we were in the midst of the negotiation. I mean, I'm waiting for Steve to call me. How's the negotiation going? And instead, I got a call from Pete that they just shot 5 missiles at one of our bases in Jordan. And we have bases in Jordan. Fortunately, our people operated the equipment.
So we've learned that we can't trust them. They lie. Right, Mr. Producer? Okay. Let's hold on to that thought throughout, in my opinion. I'm going to talk about this at some length. I've done that here during the course of the week, but I'm going to talk about it at some length on my Life, Liberty, and Levin program tomorrow night on Fox. Don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern. Set your DVR or whatever recording device you use. I don't know what other recording devices there are, but apparently there are. And I hope you'll watch it. Same with Sunday. For the full hour, by the way, on Sunday, we have America's governor, really the greatest governor, Ron DeSantis. And we going to cover everything from Fauci to immigration to Iran. This guy's definitely presidential material. Not next round, the round after that, or the round after that. And I'm going to miss him as governor of Florida. He has been so fantastic. I'm just telling you the truth. The people of Florida feel this way too. There's really nobody like him. He's like way ahead of the curve in promoting all kinds of conservative and liberty agenda things. It's just incredible. All of a sudden, property taxes are on the table. What he wants to do about that. I've never seen anything like this man. I've been around a while. But that's Sunday. Hope you'll set your DVR 8 p.m. Eastern again on Fox. But Saturday we have a great show as well. And I get into what I think we need to do in some particulars. And I've gone through literally some of the effects of our current war effort already, which have been significant, by the way. It's just that I do not believe you're going to overthrow this regime at 40,000 feet in the air. I don't believe so. Their military is certainly not what it used to be. It's been significantly diminished. And yet the regime remains because that's the way they built it. That's the way they built it. And the only way to destroy it is to, and I get into specifics, support the people there and knock out that Carg Island, which is the heart and soul of 85% of all oil and gas that flows through that country. And they're basically a one natural resource country. This is what they rely on for everything.
And 70% of the oil and gas that they do pump is used domestically, and all the rest of it, is used obviously to ship, but 85% of the rest of it goes through Kharg Island, and much of that goes to communist China. And I think that's one of the reasons we have been hesitant to hit it. But don't be hesitant anymore. And don't worry about rebuilding it. We can rebuild things, or they can. If we conquer that regime, we can help the people there. We did it during World War II, the Marshall Plan and so on. But you'll have a lot of oil companies and other investors who want to participate in it because there's a profit incentive. I hate to tell Bernie Sanders that, but there's a profit incentive because there's a lot of oil there. So the things we can do that we're not doing, and I believe we should do, I think the president is reaching the point of no return on these attacks. And they think something's going to happen this weekend. But, every day, every program, we're talking about it this way. So let's just see what happens. But I'm going to strongly encourage a very aggressive, offensive posture. Obviously, no ground troops. But yes, the Iranian people. To really finally, big push, take out the oil industry, take it out. Back the people, arm them. There are resistance movements. There are liberation movements there. There certainly are. Identify them, support them, help expand them, and get on with it. We used to know how to do this sort of thing, and we got to do it. I also see the woke Reich isolationists all over the internet. And basically they're saying, cut a deal and get out of there. And they have no plan if Iran has a nuclear weapon. And they're just sort of mind-numb nitwits. And many of them are saying, don't help Ukraine. They're still at that. So basically, they support Russia effectively, and they support Iran effectively. Iran getting a nuclear weapon. If you're not going to do something about it, then you're a useful idiot for Iran, just like you're a useful idiot for Putin. Now, we are proposing F-35s and our most sophisticated engines for Turkey, which in many ways is aligned with Russia, which has an alliance with Russia on many fronts, which bought their S-400 sophisticated ground-to-air missiles in violation of, by the way, our rules here in our Congress as well as NATO. And we want to sell them 70 F-35s. That would change the entire balance of power in the Middle East. But even putting that aside, at the same time, we had said yes to Zelensky in Ukraine in selling them licenses to build Patriot missile defense systems. They would build them themselves. The president today said, I don't think I'm going to do that. That's very advanced technology. No, wait a minute. The F-35s are very advanced technology. You would sell them to Turkey that has a relationship with Russia, and that won't be kept confidential or secret. Meanwhile, Ukraine would be building the Patriot missiles themselves in a license, and that we have to be concerned about. I see it the other way around. We ought to be helping Ukraine with the licensing and no F-35s for Erdogan, who also constantly threatens not just Israel, but Greece, who still controls 1/3 of the island of Cyprus, even though it's not his, and seeks to make his own Ottoman Empire in the Middle East. The Ottoman Empire was there before the British in World War I, basically. The Ottoman Empire was very powerful, but they lost in World War I. And the British basically went in, I'm doing a thumbnail for you, and divided up the area and created a lot of these Arab countries that didn't exist. And a lot of these fiefdoms that didn't exist, a lot of these monarchies that didn't exist at the time. And I don't know why we would be helping Erdogan at all. What does he need the F-35s for anyway? More when I return. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
In a world world that is increasingly turning against Israel. I am proud to stand with Pastors John and Matt Hagee and Hagee Ministries. For decades, Hagee Ministries has stood with the people of Israel through prayer, compassion, and action. One of the incredible organizations they support helps bring children from some of the poorest and most difficult places in the world to Israel for life-saving heart surgery. Your gift today to Hagee Ministries can help provide hope and a future for children who desperately need a chance to live. And your gift is tax deductible, every single penny. Please go to jhm.org/LEVIN today. Click donate and choose support Israel. Your generosity can help save lives, folks. Stand with Israel. Stand with Hagee Ministries. Please do it today at jhm.org/LEVIN or call Hagee Ministries at 855-694-9647. That's 855-694-9647.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
In Woodbridge, there's an accident on the Prince William Parkway at Old Bridge Road. Use caution there on 95 southbound. You'll find delays from Springfield heading in towards Woodbridge. Northbound slow on and off from the Center Pro Parkway to Dumfries Road from Dale City towards 123 in Woodbridge. 270, look for delays northbound from 121 towards Route 80. And on 95, you'll still find delays in Maryland. Northbound between 198 and the Patuxent River Bridge, but an earlier accident cleared. Southbound is still slow from 212 to the Beltway. And on the Beltway in College Park on the inner loop at Route 1, a disabled blocks the right center lane. Traffic is slow from 95. Now from GarageForYourCare.com, here's your WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the lower 90s.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
How often do you stop to wonder whether you should share something that's revealing, maybe even embarrassing, with a partner, a friend, or even your boss? In her new book called Revealing, The Underrated Power of Oversharing, behavioral scientist Leslie John says just that can help you deepen relationships that are vital to your life. We need people to trust us in order to get things like love, friendship, and career success. That's what she told us. When you make yourself vulnerable by revealing something sensitive, it does make other people trust you. In turn, when you ask someone to reveal something about themselves, showing that interest will generally lead someone to like you more. Why? Because people like to be asked about themselves, she says. It also signals that they are discriminating and choosy, but in a good way. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Vitally important that we have the Leukemia Lymphoma Society on our side, be the front runner in technologies for fighting cancer.
To give or get help, visit LLS.org.
Are you a parent of a child with disabilities who desperately needs a break? Then you need to know about Jill's House. To find out more, visit our website, jillshouse.org.
U.S. Tax Shield, 800-785-9132.
For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, has shaped the literary and moral imagination of the West. More than a story of monsters and shipwrecks and mythical creatures, it's about courage, duty, loyalty, and the search for home. Odysseus faces Cyclops, sirens, witches, and storms at sea. But his greatest challenges are the temptations, pride, comfort, despair, and avoiding responsibility at home. These are challenges that we as Americans living in 2026 face as well. And that's why Hillsdale College has released its newest free online course, The Odyssey. Hillsdale's free online courses are taught by Hillsdale College professors. So start right now with Hillsdale College's newest free online course, The Odyssey. Go to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. It's totally free. Read the classics, study the West. Start right now at levinforhillsdale.com. That's LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. You're going to love it.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Okay. Oh, what is this? What is that? Just the news, Trump intensifies attacks on Iran, opening door for potential Iranian revolution, writes John Solomon. Trump said they're going to get a beating. The door would open thanks to Trump's fury over the pair of recent attacks on U.S. air bases and outposts in the region. The avenues of freedom for the Iranian people may come from a variety of directions. This is more speculation than anything else, I believe. And he writes, does Amanda Head at Just the News, following Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps missile attacks on U.S. bases in Kuwait and Jordan. The president is now signaling readiness for full-scale military action that could shatter the cycle of tit-for-tat exchanges and accelerate an end to the conflict, opening the door for a full-on revolution for the Persian nation. We're going to beat the blanking blank out of them. We'll be hitting them hard. They're going to get a beating, Trump said on Wednesday. The Iranian regime collapsed under external pressure and internal strain. The power vacuum could empower ordinary Iranians who've long protested theocratic rule to seize control of their country's future. Now, this is something I've been talking about and pushing. I don't think it's just going to collapse. It needs a big push, a military push, an economic push, and a push by the people. It is my contention, ladies and gentlemen, that the Iranian regime fears more than the United States, more than Israel, more than economic sanctions, their own people. That they fear their own people rising up and taking them on, armed and supported by us, than anything else. She writes, free from the Revolutionary Guards and clergy, citizens would be able to organize, demand accountability, and reject new tyranny. Now, this is a bit of a stretch. She's certainly right about that. But it's hard to believe that this will come from a week's worth of attacks, since we've had weeks worth of attacks. I'm also getting the sense, as you and I go through this together and these various stories together, we're really going to hit them this time and so forth, that maybe we haven't been hitting the targets we need to hit. Now, by that, I'm not making a criticism. By that, I'm meaning there are targets and there are targets, right? And so maybe the targets shouldn't be simply military targets.
What are you doing?
There need to be more IRGC targets.
Yeah.
There need to be more targets of oil production.
I can wait.
Facilities.
Go do your shit. And I'm live. I'm busy anyway.
Infrastructure. That's the only way you can win a war. Not through pinpricks, not through tit for tat.
All right. I appreciate it.
That's not going to do it.
All right, bud.
She writes, success would require broad coalitions, economic stability, and institutions protecting minorities and women, which is possible but far from certain amid risks of chaos. Well, first, before all that comes, the success would come from fighting the regime to overthrow the regime. Right? A number of already in place actions could intensify to draw the conflict to a close. U.S. forces could launch targeted operations against senior IRGC commanders and so forth. That we should have been doing a long time ago, if we're not already. Maybe we'll pick that up and do more of that. I would argue keep on the naval blockade. She argues that too. The air defenses and missile infrastructure, we need to hit their air offenses. That is, to prevent them from firing missiles and drones, period. We're not going to be able to get all of them because we don't know where all of them are. It's just that simple. But we can get many of them. But again, the broader campaign should include fully arming the Iranian people with the goal of overthrowing the regime, working with the Israelis, the Mossad in particular, to help identify who needs to be taken out, who's already on their payroll, who's a double agent, and that sort of stuff. So we can actually get in there, and we should stop sidelining the Israelis. If we're really serious about taking out this regime, and there are potential issues of how much ammunition we have for this side or the other, stop sidelining the Israelis. I don't understand it. When we started this war, we fought with the Israelis side by side. They're one of the greatest allies we've ever had, and it was a seamless military operation. The Secretary of Defense bragged about it. Secretary of War, I suppose, the head of the Joint Chiefs, he bragged about it. We're doing joint operations with Saudi Arabia against the Houthis in Yemen. I don't understand all of a sudden the sidelining of Israel when it's one of the most powerful militaries on earth, certainly in the Middle East. And they've demonstrated their capacity and their abilities. And of course, perhaps we are sharing intel still, and we should be. But we ought to ratchet everything up. If we want to get out of this, we have to have a victory and defeat the enemy. I'll be right back. Gold entered 2026 after a historic year. 53 new all-time highs, an average price up 44% year over year, then pushed past $5,500 an ounce in January. Right now it's pulled back. Many Wall Street analysts are telling clients this is the window before gold pushes back towards new highs. Meanwhile, silver is on track for a 6th year of structural supply deficit, with solar, EVs, electronic, and industrial demand still pulling heavily on the market. And gold's pullback has been fueled by fading Fed rate hopes and massive debt. Not a clear break in gold's bigger 2026 story. Call Monetary Gold right now. Get your complimentary gold and silver guide, the #1 requested guide in America for a quarter of a century, absolutely free. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD or go to marklovesgold.com. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Don't wait. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, the Justice Department has moved to dismiss a criminal case charging a former Olympian with deliberately damaging the reflecting pool. Government lawyers said in a court filing tonight that information provided since the indictment of David Hearn shows that the damage was the result of a, quote, flawed installation by contractor, unquote, as well as, quote, the rush to complete the project prior to events associated with the America 250 celebration, unquote. Also breaking this hour, Manassas Regional Airport is one step closer to opening to commercial traffic. The FAA wrapped up its environmental review for Washington Manassas Airport and found no significant environmental impacts. The airport can now start renovations that will enable the airport to offer commercial flights next spring. Traffic and weather next.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
There are lots of things you can measure to get an idea of how healthy you are at any given moment. Temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, just to name a few. But how about how healthy you will be and how long you're likely to live? According to a new study out of the University of Buffalo, 2 simple strength tests are pretty accurate at predicting longevity in older women. One is hand grip strength, and the other is how quickly people can stand up from a seated position without using their arms. By the way, I remember interviewing former President Jimmy Carter when he was quite old and being really impressed how he just popped out of the chair without using his arms. Not a lot of older people can actually do that.
Get out of the chair without using your arms.
Maintaining strength as you age is going to help you perform everyday activities but also help you avoid injury and stay independent. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Hiya pacha pola, hiya pacha pola, hiya pacha pola. Hey, watch out for the Jews. They're fucking coming after you. Watch out for Jewish people. They're going to make you wear a yarmulke or whatever the fuck it's called. Hiya baka, hiya baka.
Complete with hash browns and a small premium roast. The
fucker drinks Budweiser. That's all he does is drink.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
You're an alcoholic, Alpesh. I'm going to call your cops. They're going to come to your door, Billy. They're going to make you quit YouTube. Billy, they're going to done you, Billy. You're going to call Rent Center, Billy.
In South Laurel, southbound on Route 1.
Billy said Rusty drew a cock on his mother's forehead.
Disabled vehicle blocks 2 right lanes and traffic is jammed from the 95 interchange. Now from GarageBreakCare.com, here's a WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Imagine being that fucker's neighbor, seeing him walk out the door.
In the lower 90s. Right now, 88 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to...
Alpesh, I want you to go down to the fucking sewing store, whatever the fuck you guys got over there. Buy a cloth measuring tape, and I want to see you measure your neck.
Tell the operator where you are and what you see.
Probably get somebody to do it for you. You've never had any company. Nobody's ever come to your door except that you're ordering something off of Amazon, sitting there. Oh, look what I got! And fucking ordering weed anybody can get. I paid $100 a gram for this stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm richer than you are.
Helping veterans get all the benefits they've earned. To help Paralyzed Veterans of America, visit pva.org.
Now look.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines. Because
nobody in here would want to be put in handcuffs and hauled off to fucking jail. I'll tell you that right now. All right, meet the press. Mark Levin's back on, you fuckers.
Gentlemen, CBS News reporting that the cabinet met, obviously. The United States and Israel are reportedly preparing what could be one of the most extensive bombing campaigns yet against Iranian energy infrastructure, including power plants and oil refineries, with potential strikes as soon as this weekend. Again, according to
Alpesh, it's oil refinery day.
During President Trump's cabinet meeting at Camp David on Friday. That is a few hours ago.
Just kill the motherfuckers.
Where some White
House
that simple. Political aides expressed
we win the war.
Over the potential political
we take over.
And economic consequences. Geez, I can imagine who they were, Mr. Producer.
Benevolently, that's for sure.
Any operation
with benevolence.
The markets open Monday to limit global economic disruption, though no final timeline has been set. Israel has reportedly been notified and is coordinating with Washington. But President Trump has not given his final okay.
You ever seen them joints? Alpesh rolls? That's a fucking joint.
As you know, this has been the Levin position now, which I just
now you know why I'm burnt all the time.
That we need to hit their oil refiners, we need to hit their dual-use infrastructure. We need to hit Carg Island. That's the key. And on top of that, it doesn't mention it here, but nonetheless, if they were doing it, they wouldn't mention it anyway. You can keep running it a little bit.
Thanks.
Support for the Iranian people. Now, this says the president hasn't given his okay yet. I suspect that's a head fake, one way or the other. And they're also talking about getting it done by Monday. That would be a little tough. And they're also talking about presidential aides who think it may not be a good idea. Look, let me put it to you this way, ladies and gentlemen. This can't keep going on. This tit for tat, hit the gas pedal, tap the brakes, hit the gas pedal, tap the brakes. No. The enemy doesn't want a serious negotiation. Even if they did, whatever they signed isn't worth toilet paper. That's a fact. Now, I understand. I see them online and elsewhere. We have the woke right isolationists. They're telling us we are going to lose the midterms, which we may very well. We went through this yesterday. But it won't be because of Iran. Those people are not affected by Iran, to be perfectly honest with you. It'll be because the Democrats have succeeded in convincing the American people they we're in a depression when we're not. And that requires basic communication skills, talking points,
excuse me,
and a repeated message to the American people. But again, we discussed that yesterday. If we lose the midterms, it won't be over this. This isn't even in the top 3 issues to the American people, because the American people aren't involved in this for the most part. Our volunteers are, in a very small percentage of the population. Now, that said, you and I are very interested in this because we love our country and we want victory. We want to destroy this enemy. Again, the woke right isolationists are really inconsequential. I noticed that their ratings are way down. Did you see that report, Mr. Producer? These podcasters, whether it be Catarlson or Kelly or Bloated Bannon, the confessed fraudster, whether it be Nick Fuentes, the Ladoff, and all the rest of them, their numbers are down. We continue to show our muscle here on our talk program and on our TV program. Anyway, that's the latest news, and we can phase it out, sir. That's the latest news. And I'm very hopeful that we'll go ahead and destroy this regime. I really am. I really am. The earth will be a much safer place. Your children and grandchildren will never have to worry about this regime again. In the center of the enemy that supports Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis will be gone. And of course, those surrogates may not be gone, but
you mean like that picture?
Once Iran,
is that what you're talking about, Kevin? Quit using your picture. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're looking for, Kevin? You want some attention?
The hangings of young people. Wouldn't you celebrate that? I would celebrate that.
Pardon me a
fantastic? Yes, it would be fantastic. And then we really have a peace. We have a relationship with the Iranian people, who are really Westerners more than anything else. Half a century of this nightmare. And the fact that this regime has killed thousands of Americans and maimed thousands of Americans, that's important too. You know, there are families out there who are still suffering from what this regime has done. Slaughtered Marines, airmen, infantrymen, embassy personnel, tortured in the most horrendous way. Some of our CIA assets. William Buckley. I never revealed how he was murdered because when I was in the Reagan administration, it was classified. Tim Sheehy, a great senator from Montana, he revealed it. I don't think it's classified anymore. William Buckley was a CIA employee. He wasn't spying on Hezbollah. He was working basically with the UN, basically on a peace mission. And he was captured by Hezbollah. And they held him for a long time. And he was horribly tortured and starved. And you could see the pictures of him with his eyes sunken, huge black circles around his eye sockets from torture.
Geez, that's what Alpesh looks like. He's got them
survivor.
black rings around his eyes.
It scarred him so badly. With black and blue marks all over his body. Look like cigarette burns do. In the end, they killed him on video, Mr. Producer. They skinned him alive. They skinned him alive. Hezbollah. We're dealing with pure evil. This is why the Israelis fight as hard as they do. This is why when we talk about, oh, we got peace with, Hamas and Gaza, and they're going to disarm. How many of you actually believe Hamas is going to disarm? Do you, Mr. Producer? I mean, seriously? How many of you actually believe Hezbollah is going to disarm? Raise your hand. Seriously, folks? How many of you actually believe that this Islamo-Nazi regime in Tehran will abide by any deal should it sign any deal? None of you believe that. None of you believe that these guys are going to disarm either. And yet the pressure's again on Netanyahu to do exactly that. He can't do these things. And then the leaks come out, the attacks come out, and so forth and so on. I just want to mention that. In any event, this is the update on what we think is taking place, what may take place over the weekend. And let's continue. Can you imagine being the Democrat Attorney General of Michigan, but you're afraid of attending your own Democrat Party convention because you're Jewish? Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? What if you couldn't attend and you were nervous because you were black? Would that bother anybody? Or you were gay? Would that bother anybody? She's Jewish. Michigan's Attorney General said she won't attend next month's Democratic primary convention over fears of anti-Semitism. Democratic Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel said she won't attend the Michigan Democrat Party nominating convention in August over concerns for her safety during a Thursday roundtable event hosted by the Anti-Defamation League. Michigan Advance reported, this comes after federal investigators said they believe Hezbollah inspired the March attack on Temple Israel in Michigan, West Bloomfield Township. Nessel's office and the Michigan Democrat Party did not immediately respond to the Daily Caller news for their answer. I feel like my presence isn't going to be welcome. I don't want to get chased around. I don't want to get harassed. I don't want to get yelled and screamed at. I don't want to get booed off the stage, irrespective of what I'm saying, she recently said. And I believe that if I go, that's what's going to happen because it's been happening to me already. Ness also criticized Democratic Party leaders for not addressing concerns that she previously raised about party members harassing her in the past, according to the Michigan Advance. Approximately 60% of Americans at least somewhat agreed that anti-Semitism is a serious problem, according to a July 2025 ADL Center for Anti-Semitism Research survey. Meanwhile, approximately 25% Democratic respondents expressed concern about anti-Semitism within their party. This cannot continue, and the fact of the matter is we have to be able to be a society where we can have intelligent discourse and debate about ideas without people being threatened, and certainly without people carrying out those threats, Nessel reportedly said, speaking as a member of the Democrat Party in Michigan. There's something on my mind. Something that Mr. Producer saw a couple days ago. I sent you that video, right, Rich? I don't think it's in my best interest to discuss that, do you? Or am I wrong? Plus, my wife will get mad at me if I do. But let me say this to you. It is very, very dangerous out there. Very dangerous. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Traffic is still jammed on the inner loop between the Dulles Tollward and the Clare Park Parkway. More delays in 355 and Georgia Avenue from University Boulevard to New Hampshire Avenue, and more delays in 95 to 1 in College Park, where the disabled vehicle has now been moved to the right shoulder. Outer loop will still find some heavy traffic from Telegraph Road to the Wilson Bridge. In Prince William County, still an accident on the north and southbound lanes of Route 28 at Manassas Drive, and there is an accident as well in Woodbridge on the Prince William Parkway at Old Bridge Road. 95 still heavy southbound between the Franconia Springfield Parkway and 123 in Woodbridge. After that, just some brief delays from Quantico headed towards Garrisonville, Quiet. Now the more on 3pair.com news All Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the lower 90s.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
There are lots of things you can measure to get an idea of how healthy you are at any given moment. Temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, just to name a few. But how about how healthy you will be and how long you're likely to live? According to a new study out of the University of Buffalo, 2 simple strength tests are pretty accurate at predicting longevity in older women. One is hand grip strength, and the other is how quickly people can stand up from a seated position without using their arms. By the way, I remember interviewing former President Jimmy Carter when he was quite old and being really impressed how he just popped out of the chair without using his arms. Not a lot of older people can actually do that. But I think the message here is that maintaining strength as you age
Illustrating
is going to help you
absurdity by
perform
being
everyday
absurd.
activities, but also help you avoid injury and stay independent. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Cool!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Illustrating.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of world events. Because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Hit it. Oh, yeah. Just 60 seconds. Don't forget I'm on Hannity tonight. Not All right, in a recent industry survey, Pure Talk, my favorite wireless company, was the only wireless company, the only one to receive 5 stars in every single category. That's incredible. But when you think about Pure Talk and what I've conveyed to you, it's really not that incredible, is it? They're head and shoulders above everybody else. Coverage, support, value, data, 5 stars. You deserve 5-star wireless service. And now Pure Talk has an invitation for you. Switch to Pure Talk for just $15 a month for limited time, very limited time, any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plans, $15 a month for your first 3 months. for your first 3 months. That is unbelievable. No contracts needed. It's just an insanely low offer to switch to the top-rated company. Now, you know how you get 5 stars for support? A dedicated U.S. customer team. You know how you get 5 stars for value? You save the average family of 4 over $1,000 a year versus the big guys. That's right. AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. How many of you have those? Well, get rid of them. My humble opinion, you're getting ripped off badly. There's a better wireless choice out there. And at just $15 a month for your first 3 months on any plan, now's a great time to switch to Pure Talk. Try it. You'll love it. Simply dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin, and you're off to the races. Pound 250, say Mark Levin. And yet their U.S. customer service team make your switch easy. You want to keep your phone, you keep your phone. Want to keep your phone number, keep your phone number. They're there to help it make it as easy as possible. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin. You're going to immediately save a ton of money. You're going to have the best service that's out there. Again, pound 250 and say Mark Levin. Oh, yeah. Remember Boy George? He actually did a very nice song. I've posted it. He's pro-Israel. Says, I've grown up with Jewish guys, been around them, and Jewish women my whole life. And so I said, I don't get involved in politics. I'm just pro-Israel. So he did this song, and now he's received threats. We just told you about the Attorney General of Michigan. British pop icon Boy George, writes Breitbart, has left a West End production of the musical Jesus Christ Superstar after he faced a personal onslaught of abuse for releasing a pro-Israel song, We Will Dance Again, that stood against the Islamic terrorists of Gaza. How do you like that? He released the song this week. It came with a hashtag Shalom. Boy George, who was set to star as King Herod in the acclaimed musical from August 3 to 15, said he was inspired to write the song after visiting the Nova exhibition, which commemorates the victims of the Islamic terrorist attack.
Do you really want to
the music
hurt
festival
me?
is being displayed in London,
Really want to make
now
me
called
cry?
London Stand. Why not put the word genocide in a song? Why are people suddenly uncomfortable with that word?
It is
The
pro-Israel.
unabashed supporter of the Jewish state said in a post
Boy
on
George is
Instagram
my
thread,
age.
George has never been afraid to stand by his personal convictions, and I've always respected him for that, said his manager, Kemsley. Now, in this instance, I thought it was right to step aside, allowing the production to remain the focus, he added. Jesus Christ Superstar was opening Friday on a run until September 5. Culture Club is set to go on the UK tour in December. And the Jerusalem Post previously noted the phrase, "We will dance again" as a motto. It symbolizes renewal and recovery following the October 7, 2023 attack by Hamas that left 1,200 truly slaughtered, tortured, raped, brutalized, butchered. Hard to get out of your mind, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. About 364 of them concert goers at the Supernova Music Festival, where the dancing was interrupted by rockets and then mass murder. It's not the first time the Culture Club lead has voiced his support for Israel. In 2017, the pop legend fronted a concert in Tel Aviv, critics said was tantamount to performing in South Africa during apartheid. There is no apartheid in Israel. All you have to do is go to Israel, and you can see there's no apartheid. There's apartheid in every single Muslim country, in every single Arab country, every single Marxist country, but not in Israel and not in the United States. The singer responded by declaring the two weren't comparable, that Israel was in his heart. You know, I'm particularly proud of you in the audience who are not Jewish. I'm particularly proud of you righteous Gentiles who stand up for what's right, who stand up for what's good, who stand up for the Judeo-Christian belief system, who stand up for the state of Israel, who stand up for the United States of America. God love each and every one of you. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
There are lots of things you can measure to get an idea of how healthy you are at any given moment. Temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, just to name a few. But how about how healthy you will be and how long you're likely to live? According to a new study out of the University of Buffalo,
I didn't time you out. I didn't ban you. I put the link down there. You're more than welcome to come up on the panel, Kevin. Well, what's the matter? I don't get it.
By the way, I remember interviewing former President Jimmy Carter when he was quite old and being really impressed how he just popped out of the chair.
You got something to say? Come on up. You know? Some people think they have freedom of speech. My thing is fucking hesitating.
It's going to help you perform everyday
Fucking
activities.
that's sickening seeing
but also
that.
help you avoid injury and stay independent.
Might have to get a desktop computer and just plug it right into my fucking drive.
What makes a vacation rental of the year?
I don't think this has a connection on it to do it.
Discover top quality
It doesn't look like it.
vacation rentals of the year using the Loved by Guests filter. It highlights top-rated vacation rentals with near perfect ratings for cleanliness, location, and all the good stuff. So
Where'd you go, Kevin?
walking into a surprise. We've done
Where'd
that
fucking Kevin go?
from get straight to relaxation. Book your next stay with Verbo now.
Premier hosts on Verbo deliver quality vacation rental stays with fast responses and clear instructions, so you don't have to worry about surprises.
I asked our host a question about the house last night, and he got back to me super quick.
See, that's the Premier host move right there.
I wish I had a Premier group chat. I asked them where we should have dinner last night, and they left me on red. I know you saw it. It says it.
Classic group chat move. Don't walk into a surprise. Book a top-rated Verbo stay with a Premier host. If you know, you Verbo.
If you are among the 6 million Americans living with Alzheimer's or care for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, there is free help and support available 24/7. Visit alz.org or call 800-272-3900.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. The Justice Department drops a felony destruction of property charge filed against former Olympian David Hearn, whom it had accused of vandalizing the reflecting pool. In a court filing tonight, the DOJ said the damage was the result of a, quote, flawed installation by the contractor, unquote, as well as, quote, the rush to complete the project, unquote, prior to events associated with America 250. U.S. Attorney for D.C. Janine Pirro wrote, quote, given all of this newly discovered information,
Boy George.
it's difficult to attribute the widespread damage
He's pro-Israel.
to vandalism, let alone to establish that fact.
Can you
beyond
blame him?
doubt,
Do
unquote.
you realize
Some
what
lawyers say the dismissal
Al
of the
Qaeda
case,
and them would do to
quote,
him?
does not erase the abuse of
Looking the
government
way he
power
does,
in arresting and charging a
singing with that
American
fucking soft voice like Keith Farron.
President Trump says the anti-weaponization
The first time I met Keith Farron, that's who I thought of with Boy George. Do you really want to hurt me? Yes, I do.
people were abused by then President
I
Biden's
hurt
DOJ.
you. Not physically.
He says Todd Blanche's confirmation as AG shouldn't be held up over his refusal to put a guarantee in writing that the fund's dead. Senators John Cornyn and Tom Tillis say they aren't the only Republicans concerned. As some aspects of middle and high schooler health in Maryland are improving, there's work to do on other fronts.
Our youth risk behavior survey really is our single most powerful ground level diagnostic tool.
Peter DiMartino with the Maryland Health Department, according to the most recent data, high school.
Somebody's on Angie's case about being a mother.
Fewer middle and high schoolers are using cannabis, but there has been a slight uptick in smokeless tobacco usage. Sustained prevention efforts by the state are needed to educate kids about emerging risk behaviors of
it's Charmy
and health risks of marijuana, while the state offers resources.
Charmy Cree.
A teen-focused prevention campaign is on the horizon for as soon as this fall.
Angie wants to know, why did Charm have a baby by a married man?
Premium to get a good parking spot at the mall.
That's become a popular option at many shopping centers, and now the mall in Columbia is joining the trend, calling it a new feature meant to ease congestion. Starting Monday, spots near the entertainment venue, the main event, and the Seasons 52 restaurant will be available starting at $2.45 and capping out at $10.45. 120 spaces will be available, first come, first served. The mall's manager is quick to point out that the preferred spots make up less than 2%.
I've been watching Lee or me
at the mall, which is donating 10% of the revenue to charity.
Mail call.
WMAL and WMAL.com.
He was explaining how a grenade explodes earlier here.
Representing two companies who operate the Dolly container ship and face federal criminal charges in connection with its crash into the Key Bridge. In May, Synergy Marine Group and Synergy Maritime were charged with conspiracy and willfully failing to immediately inform the Coast Guard of a known hazardous
I guess
condition.
Kevin decided he
The
didn't want to come up
superseding
here.
indictment was filed, tacking on more charges.
It's Billy's
Both
panel
companies
ain't the
pleaded not
place for
guilty
these
to the
fuckers to
additional
hang out
charges.
at.
Prosecutors say a loose wire in a high voltage switchboard was likely the culprit behind one of the two power outages the ship experienced before hitting the bridge, collapsing it. Police hope the release of an early ransom note will drum up leads in the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. They believe someone will recognize the distinctive writing style in the note, which indicated the Today Show host's mother died shortly after she was kidnapped in February. Track the mother next.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Should you still work out when you're injured, or should you take it easy? In most cases, one of the worst things you can do is flip the switch to be totally sedentary. That can lead to stiffness, muscle loss, even reduced coordination. Certified strength and conditioning coach Dana Santos told us, recovery is about choosing the right kind of movement at the right time. That means maybe working with someone like a physical therapist to harness movement as medicine. You'll need to prioritize controlled, high-quality movement over intensity, staying within pain-free or at least low-symptom ranges of motion. You should think of pain as feedback, not a challenge to conquer. And as with any exercise, paying extra attention to your breath, your alignment, and your form, that's going to help you reach your goals faster. Take it slow. Be patient. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Perfect Cleaning Traffic Center.
I am about to do something that might stir the bee's nest.
That is traffic jam from the Fairfax County Parkway and more delays southbound from Dumfries heading in towards Quantico. You will still find slow going traffic right now on 395.
If it posts,
the Beltway and Duke Street and from Boundary Channel.
I've been having to really fucking work hard on making what I want to put out there. Now it finally went through. Wow, it's an awful delay.
Very slow traffic there and could be there for some time. And in Manassas Park, there is still an accident on southbound 28 at Manassas.
It's either them or my phones.
Here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
I have three phones.
But then the rain chances return as we get to
I have a
Sunday and
spy
into
phone
next
that I
week. It's
could
gonna be raining by Sunday
read
night compared to
whatever,
Thursday, Sunday.
right?
Just a few clouds the rest of the day after a high in the low 90s. Tonight's low
And if
70,
you aggravate me, I
clouds
just
tonight.
block you here
Lots of
so I don't
sunshine
even
Saturday
see you,
92.
Patrick Rowe.
I'm Peter Rolling, this is Mark Thibodeau.
And I just posted in New York with this one.
88 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis.
But I'm in this chat with this one.
FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Kevin's channel has a queer eye for that Hayden guy, and that's all there is to it. Enough said. See if I get a response.
Hello, America. Mark Levin.
Yeah, none of your goddamn business.
381-3811. 877-381-3811. You know, let's take a step back. You saw what happened in Spain. The Moroccans, and maybe there are others too.
It doesn't take long.
Africa pouring into Spain. The estimates are 60,000 or more. Not just pouring into Spain, breaking into the stores, burning cars, rioting, like they own the place. Even worse, like they want to destroy the place. The president, I guess it is, of Spain is a radical socialist leftist. And when you look around Europe and in our country, it's the socialist leftist, the Marxist, the Democrat Party. That creates these circumstances by opening borders,
and in our case, not complying
With a
with
fly
immigration
flying around
law.
me.
And so Democrats, leftist parties throughout the world make this type of massive invasion possible. And keep something in mind. At the height of the Biden regime, we had 10,000 people coming into the country every single day illegally. 10,000. So in a week's time, we had 70,000. And in a month's time, of course, 250,000. At the height of the invasion. And the Democrats were perfectly happy. They were lying. They were laughing behind our backs. Oh, we can't do anything about it. We need comprehensive bipartisan immigration reform. Of course they didn't. Just enforce the law. They took down what wall Donald Trump had built. They violated existing immigration laws. Biden violated the Constitution. He has a responsibility to uphold the law, even if he doesn't agree with it. He has a responsibility to make sure our laws are faithfully executed. That's what it says. And he didn't.
I can't take it no more.
He did the opposite.
On JC's chat, he got that rum in there, and I was cloning Mary, and he was afraid I was going to fool Mary. Well, JC, that, you know, in claiming that people use this to make other people go crazy. How about it, Angie? Why'd you let yourself get pregnant in the first place? I don't think there's a big group of women out here who's done the same thing you have. I gave my son I gave my son a life. It's like, what'd you get pregnant in the first place for then? I'm just curious. I don't know. Queen T fucking Holt there said it was a trick baby. I mean, seriously, all right? Now, you've clipped mine. Angie got a strike. Good. I wonder who did that. Probably Lady Venom. You're talking about her. Using her pictures on your channel. This is why I don't make videos. So I looked at it and I decided I am the video. And that fucking idiot Acid, because he's heard me say it before, and on the default chat, he titled his chat yesterday the default chat. Nobody went there. He's got everybody fucking banned and blocked or whatever. You can't post in there. He sits there and calls people out that he's got fucking banned. Fucking idiot. Can't even fucking do a push-up. He's going to be real reliable. Just what we need. That fucker can't carry 20 pounds, 20 feet.
Your mind and interfere with the enforcement of our immigration laws and the deportation of illegal aliens.
Gotta eat.
I mean, it's gotten so bad where the Democrats, they even attempt to stop the deportation of illegal aliens who have raped kids, who've done other forms of really serious crimes and offenses.
I got dig into metal
But if you
and
have false
fucking going.
paperwork, you're to be
Fucking
deported.
fly.
If you're here and you weren't permitted here, you're to be deported. And I can go on and on and on. Those are our immigration laws. Those are the requirements. But you wouldn't know it listening to the media and the Democrat. And so ICE has this incredibly difficult job because you have these blue cities and blue states claiming sanctuary status that doesn't even exist, calling out their well-funded and networked militia on the left, obstructing ICE, federal law enforcement, with the media supporting the Democrat Party militia and the illegal aliens, making it incredibly difficult to get this job done. And for the Democrats, they're hoping that they can wait it out. They plan on taking the Senate, the House, and then eventually the presidency. Now, you saw, again, what took place in Spain. So I want to ask you this. We have podcasters in this country who are lowlives, who are bigots and racists. like little Ada Fuentes, people like that.
Now this is really going to
Or
spark.
they pretend they're not, but they are. And we have podcasters, they're not necessarily bigots or racists, but they're buffoons like Joe Rogan, pushing the Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files, and how Trump has disappointed us and the Republicans have obstructed and failed us. Let me ask you something, America. Does Spain and what you saw happening in Spain 24 hours ago or less, does that help explain why it's important to elect Republicans, to make sure the Democrats don't win the midterm elections? Is that important to remember? Why we need to make sure that Donald Trump is not removed from office through some phony impeachment? What's more important to you, seriously? Chasing your tail on the Epstein files because Joe Rogan's a moron? Or ensuring the Democrats don't come into power? The misfit patriot on the internet, this guy is good. This guy's blue collar. He's in construction, and he is sharp as hell. I'm a big fan of his. Now, I don't read guys every day. I can't follow people every day, but I'm just saying when I see it, I like it. And he made this very point. And he's right. You have podcasters and phony influencers who really don't influence anybody, but they wave around these shiny objects like Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. And if I dare to say, why are we wasting our time on that? Every criminal prosecution that should have taken place has or should still take place. But what are we chasing? Thomas Massey's nightmare? Joe Rogan's dreams? I almost said wet dreams, but we're not allowed to say that, are we, Mr. Producer? I don't think so. So no. Uh-oh. Hey, that's their problem. That's not reality. That's their problem. They think there's something hiding in there. What's hiding in there? They want to get Trump, It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. No, it's not. There's something about Trump in there Biden's people would have released it a long time ago. But it's crucial that we win these elections. It's crucial, whether you like some of these candidates or not. Because otherwise, we're going to lose the country. What have I said? Revolution by immigration. It's the center of everything. They're trying to change the demographics of the country. They're trying to bring in people who are not assimilated into our culture. They're trying to bring in people who have no attachment to our founding, the Declaration, or the Constitution. And for these people, there's an appeal to Marxism and Islamism. There's certainly an attachment to their old culture and their old belief systems. And that's a problem. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop
I want to make it
collections and
look
get you
like here
protected.
that I'm
U.S. Tax
pointing
Shield
at that
offers a price
name.
protection guaranteed quote to get you
I gotta
protected
point
today.
at this
U.S.
corner.
Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625.
There's a
U.S. Tax Shield,
fucking delay like a
800-466-9625.
The IRS, the world's most
I don't know if you
aggressive
can hear me what I'm
collection
saying or
agency.
not.
They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe
Now this one
$10,000 or
froze.
more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000 after Coast One stepped in.
And Angie's got that avatar. Shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up, bitch. The fuck did you have your child in the first place? Running around in these chats justifying, I gave my son a better home. I did this. I did that. No, you didn't. Best thing a woman can do for her child is to be a mother to it. And then Diggins posted, abandoning children is common in the black culture. It's just, wow. Something ain't right, Angie. You know it. And I posted, yeah, Angie, you shouldn't be so happy that Mary's in jail or whatever she's going through. Then you're going to tell me to shut the fuck up? You use an avatar, if I converse with you on a panel or whatever, to shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up? No, you shut the fuck up, bitch. Sick of you. I've been nice to you. Really just hates himself. Really just hates himself. Yeah, you want to call me narcissistic there, Rusty? So Rusty wants to fight. So, Rusty, I'm not supporting you no more. Fuck you, bitch. I made you report me. Ha. Yeah, it's open season on you over here. I don't give a fuck what they say about you. Fuck you. You're an ignorant bitch, too. You know better than JC. Watch you fucking flip right back and forth. Be the cruelest one to JC and then white knight for a woman. Wow. Rusty mad because I won't kiss her ring. Sorry, Rusty, my hypocrisy only goes so far. You and Dog Balls and all your other little fucking friends can just stay in your little circle. You're stuck in a rut. Fuck you, Rusty.
That's on you, big dope. And you always learn something.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense
Time
of
is
the
it?
news.
Yeah.
WMAL. More than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to screw up.
Kidding, of course. I have no idea. So this guy,
My thing just blinked.
Hassan Puker, that is Piker. He was a birthright baby. So-called birthright. I don't even believe in that phrase, but birthright baby in the United States. Thank you, Supreme Court, for doing the unthinkable, constitutionalizing this nonsense, this idiocy that was not contemplated by the men who wrote the 1866 Civil Rights Act, 1868 14th Amendment. Never. Not once. Nonetheless, here we are. So Piker was born in America, taken back to Turkey, where he was properly indoctrinated into radical jihadism, came back to America, where he now drives one of these, what does he drive? Like a Porsche or something. Yeah, Porsche. Has a home worth millions. Likes to play the ladies, if you get my drift. And then he's out there preaching Maoism, Third Reichism. And with the 25th anniversary of 9/11 approaching, he said, we deserved it. He's on CNN yesterday, and maybe somebody can explain to me why the mainstream so-called media, which we know is left-wing, but nonetheless, why the old media keeps platforming this guy, whether it's CNN or the New York Times. It's really quite sick that they would take this evil poison and splash him everywhere. Really grotesque. Let's listen to this. Cut 8, Hat Tip MRC, Media Research Center. Cut 6, go.
Will you endorse the 2028 candidate if they are pro-Israel in a way that you don't like? If you ultimately are about defeating fascism in this country as you describe it, surely shouldn't you get on board with whoever the main candidate is?
Luckily, I don't think I will have to make that calculation at all, because there is 0% chance that whoever the elected Democrat is that wins the primary will be pro-Israel in any way, shape, or form. You'll see.
Now, this is a very sick, demented individual who should go back to Turkey. And no, he comes here to spread his filth. And yet, in this case, he's not wrong, is he? The Democrat Party is now the party of Jew hatred. It's the party of Israel hatred. It's the party of anti-Semitism, the way it was the party of black hatred, slavery, segregation, and Jim Crow. I'm quite serious. If you know Democrat Party history as I do, and I know it very well, I wrote a whole book on it. When you listen to people like Van Hollen, Democrat out of Maryland, this guy is among the worst Jew haters. You know, I'm always hoping one of these guys will sue me. You know that, Rich? Because I would counterclaim I'd own everything they have. I'd get into their emails. I'd get into their texts. I would depose them. I'd depose their wives, their family members. It would be an experience, and I'd be as transparent. I want to be as public as possible. It would be an experience that the world would get to see. That's why I talk about groups like CARE, this guy Puker, all of them. And I know a damn good lawyer, me. And I don't give up. I'm a Doberman. Once I got your pant leg in my mouth, I'm not letting go. But better yet, your ankle. So Hassan Puker, with the Democrat Party, with the Van Hollens, with the Bernie Sanders types, with the Chris Murphy types, Elizabeth Warren, all those who ran to support Plattner in Maine and his Nazi tattoo didn't change their minds at all. And in fact, Bernie Sanders has said, as John Fetterman has pointed out, that he would have done it all over again with Plattner, even though Plattner now is accused of rape. Accused of rape. He would have done it all over again with Bernie Sanders, because he's an old, stupid, evil, useless Stalinist. That's why. May I say, I think I did. So I think Piker, unfortunately, is right about the Democrat Party, that there is no way in hell they will nominate somebody that supports Israel. Because now they support Hamas. Now they support Islamic Jihad. Now they support the Muslim Brotherhood. Now they support CARE. So they have succeeded in conquering one of our parties, the Democrat Party. They've succeeded. Now we have the woke right neo-fascists, isolationists. They are desperate to conquer the Republican Party. They have failed so far. Some of them are breaking off, like traitor Tucker Carlson. But some of them, and you'll see them online, some of them just are nasty bastards. They just are. They think we should surrender to Iran and in the pursuit and achievement and development of nuclear weapons. And what would we do if they did? They don't care. They don't think it through. They don't. They hate Israel and the government of Israel and the prime minister of Israel every bit as much as this guy Piker. You hear it from Piers Morgan and Megyn Kelly and the rest of them. Oh, yeah, you do. I don't think they disagree with what I'm saying. I don't know how they could. They're free to have their position, but we're free to respond to it. I think it is true. But The Democrat Party is now the party basically of the enemy. They're the party of Marxism and Islamism. They're the party of Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes says he's going to vote Democrat. So Nick Fuentes is going to vote for wide open borders, illegal aliens, Islamists pouring into our country. Nick Fuentes. And he announced the other day he's part Italian, he's part Irish, and he's part Mexican. So he's a mongrel like the rest of us, Mr. Producer. It's hard to be a white supremacist when you're a mongrel like the rest of us. That is, when you have all kinds of ethnicities and so forth as part of your bloodline. Kind of weird, don't you think? Kind of weird. By the way, his ratings are down. Carlson's ratings are down. Bannon's ratings are plummeting. I can go on and on with all these guys. All of them. I made a decision. I should probably announce it next week. Because I'm doing radio 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, and of course radio prep, and I try to do the very best I can. This isn't a side job for me. It's my main focus. And because I do Life, Liberty, and Levin on Saturday and Sundays, and that is a main focus, and I write my own monologues, and because I write my own books, and I'm writing one right now, I've decided I'm not doing any more podcasts. It was going great. It truly was. I was in negotiations with another company. I'm not going to get into it. But I've decided I don't have any time. I'll be right back. For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, has shaped the literary and moral imagination of the West. More than a story of monsters and shipwrecks and mythical creatures, it's about courage, duty, loyalty, and the search for home. Odysseus faces Cyclops, sirens, witches, and storms at sea. But his greatest challenges are the temptations, pride, comfort, despair, and avoiding responsibility at home. These are challenges that we as Americans living in 2026 face as well. And that's why Hillsdale College has released its newest free online course, The Odyssey. Hillsdale's free online courses are taught by Hillsdale College professors. So start right now with Hillsdale College's newest free online course, The Odyssey. Go to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. It's totally free. Read the classics, study the West. Start right now at levinforhillsdale.com. That's LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. You're going to love it.
The U.S. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Over on the southbound side of DC 295, still seeing stopping of traffic reported from Manhill and Burroughs Avenue down past East Capitol Street, while over on the northbound side, only seeing minor congestion delays just north of Pennsylvania Avenue. Over on the freeway, delays headed outbound begin at near the 6th Street Southwest exit and continue out towards East Potomac Park. Over on the northbound 3rd Street Tunnel, expect off and on congestion delays on your approach towards New York Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the lower 90s.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
All text. You focus on the road.
as a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
I don't know about you, but my social media feeds are flooded with lotions and potions and gadgets, all promising to unlock different components of longevity. But if you log off, take a step back from all the hype.
I'm reading New York chat. I'm not posting in New York chat. Wiggin just now posting about me making new accounts. I haven't made any new accounts. It's the same account. You got me blocked anyways. You shouldn't even be seeing me unless you're got a spy account or whatever. All right, you're on a laptop. You got a tab open.
Sleep is when your body and your brain repair themselves. You should be getting
It's not even me posting, Wiggin.
And finally, number
I don't even
4,
know what the fuck
often
you're
gets
talking
forgotten,
about.
socialization. It's not a bonus. It's a necessity for a healthy life.
Calling me a
Having sense of
neurotic
community,
psychopath.
purpose,
Usually a
belonging.
psychopath actually
Sanjay Gupta,
has
helping you live
been
a better life.
has killed somebody.
McDonald's
He's either on the run or been
back
caught
on the
and
move.
had been in prison or
Whether you're
whatever.
craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese.
Billy
McGriddles,
blocked again.
Make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite.
I don't even know what you're posting at unless you think that clown, unless you think that's me doing that. That's Lucas doing that shit. You guys were doing that the other day thinking that I was, you're always saying, oh, that's Billy. And it's not.
Game night rush or any night of the week, really, Genius keeps every order moving. From online ordering to your kitchen to the front counter. Big league reliability for any business. That's Genius.
Imagine having.
We don't have the ability to commit him to a retard institution because Billy's a retard. Billy's a retard. Billy shouldn't be on YouTube because Billy's a retard, Tom. Tom, I'm too mental. I shouldn't be here, Tom. Tom.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity.
He's a psycho. He's a pedophile. Come on up here and talk to me about that, Doc. When that young woman stopped here and visited me that day.
And deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
That was by design, you fuckers.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real. It happens every day. You can recover. Discover hope and help.
I think I shut Angie up just a little while ago. I got on her pretty good. She didn't like my question.
Substance use disorders. Call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of education. Because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The establishment's worst nightmare. Mark Levin. Call in now. 877-381-3811.
What you say, Mr. Producer? Oh, yes. Yes. All right, those are our friends, our dear friend, the Hagee family. I've never met a more patriotic family. I've never met a family that is more committed to the Bible, their faith, and to God. I really haven't. These are fantastic people. They're just wonderful human beings. And they so care about our country, the people in our country. They so care about the Holy Land, the Jewish and Christian locations in the Holy Land. They so care about their fellow man. And I'm not overstating it. In fact, I'm understating it. I wish I had words I could better express what I'm trying to say. It's an incredible ministry. Cornerstone Church, San Antonio, Texas. My wife and I have been there. Just incredible. Now, Israel is our vital ally in the Middle East. It's under attack. It's facing unprecedented threats from within and outside, like never before. And right now, she needs our help. And for decades, Pastor Hagee has been a tireless defender of Israel. And through Hagee Ministries, support is provided to one of Israel's leading medical centers in the north, helping care for people on the front lines. And the medical team shared this message. They wanted me to share it with you. Thanks to friends like you, we've been able to treat hundreds of patients, Israelis, Jews, Arabs, wounded soldiers, and civilians, with advanced medical care and compassion. And we've healed so many, even under the constant threat of rockets. Now, stories like these remind us what compassion looks like. Real lives are being saved every single day. So please go to jhm.org. That's John Hagee Ministries, jhm.org/Levin/LEVIN. Please go there now, or you can call it 855-694-9647, 855-694-9647, and please give whatever you can. Please give today, now. Every penny is tax deductible. I know Uncle Sam may hate that, but we love it. Every penny is tax deductible. America, please stand with our ally Israel, Pastor John Hagee and Hagee Ministries. They're doing God's work, and we can too by supporting their mission and by joining them. So please call Hagee Ministries at 855-694-9647, 855-694-9647, or visit jhm.org/LEVIN, jhm.org/LEVIN. Help make a difference now, folks, because you really will. See, one of the reasons somebody like Hassan Piker, a jihadi Islamist, does not want somebody nominated for president of the Democrat Party that supports the state of Israel. Because, for the most part, if you support the state of Israel, you support the Judeo-Christian belief system. And he's an Islamist. When I've played these imams for you, one after another, they're so-called scholars and professors. They're trashing America. They're trashing Christians and Jews. They're trashing our very existence because they know we're tied at the hip. And so when they say the Democrat Party, no nominee should ever support the state of Israel, well, what's the state of Israel? That's the birth of Judaism. It's the birth of Christianity. It's our Holy Land. And that's what he means to say, but he won't say it. That's the point. That's where he's coming from. Truth be told. Oh, yes. Truth be told. Let's see here. Bear with me, America. I'm looking at something here. It's got my attention. 1 second, please. I'm looking. Let's see. No, I think we will go forward. Let's see here. Nope, I think we will go forward. Kamala Harris. It's a name from the past, isn't it? She just bought an $8 million home in Malibu, Mr. Producer. $8 million home in Malibu. Now, normally I wouldn't care, right? I'm not your jealous top. I don't care if people buy an $80 million home in Malibu. It doesn't affect me. Why do I give a damn? Seriously. But in her case, it's the hypocrisy. And that's why I think it's absolutely worthy of attention. $8 million home. Now, it's more than that, you see. PJ Media has the full story. It's more than that. Listen to this. Kamala Harris's new $8 million mansion is in a Snow White neighborhood. Snow White. She's the Democrat frontrunner still for the 2028 general election. She has a term of experience as the U.S. vice president. And unless you're lying to yourself, this complete mediocrity, are they right? With PJ Media, would never have achieved such dizzying heights without the benefit of her race and female plumbing. Who wrote this? Let's see. Athena Thorne. Nonetheless, we're told Kamala Harris is the true champion of the oppressed, women, people of color, and the poor in the United States. In reality, she is a childless woman, married to a white man, reportedly struck a woman in public. God knows what he was like in private. And she is far from poor. And now Harris and her husband have moved to a swanky neighborhood, which she is one of but a handful of black residents. Point Dume in Malibu, California, if that's how you pronounce it. It is situated entirely within Census Tract 8004.08, which is the Census Bureau's American Community Survey estimated with just 0.2% black, not 2%, 0.2% black, roughly 94% white as of 2019, noted the New York Post on Thursday. Now, again, I'm not really into all this, but she is, so it's worth noting. Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, closed on the estate over the winter. The house and her husband, entertainment lawyer Doug Emhoff, $8.1 million. It's a 4,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 6-bathroom house. Sits on 3/4 of a cliffside acre overlooking the oceanfront. Property includes a gated entry as well as a pool and a spa. Again, I don't have a problem with that. I'd like to own that house, wouldn't you, Rich? I'd love to have it if it weren't in California, given the taxes in Newsom. But again, I'm pointing it out because she's a hypocrite. Now, the mansion is equipped with ocean views, multiple wine fridges, a pool, parking for 5 vehicles, 5, climate change, the kind of privacy that only established, expertly cultivated, tall hedges can provide. Now, the enclave includes golf greens and a private beach accessible only by key-carrying, star-bellied residents. Harris's neighbors include actors like Sean Penn and Julia Roberts, and tech lords such as Mark Andreessen, Sergey Brin, I thought he left California, and Lauren Powell. Harris's choice of neighborhood may surprise longtime observers, given past comments she's made about the importance of living among Black Americans, observes the New York Post. My opinion, perhaps most damning aspect of former President Barack Obama's legacy is what he didn't do. Half Black and half white, and the first U.S. president considered Black, I believe this writer's Black. The man was historically and uniquely positioned to do so much good for race relations and for disadvantaged Black Americans. Instead, he did the opposite. He race pandered, he blamed white people, he hated on law enforcement, implying through words and policy that minorities should live in less safe, less stable, thus predictably less prosperous neighborhoods that white people live in. He invited Black Lives Matter organizations whose riots caused hundreds of billions in damages, destroyed Black neighborhoods, and whose rhetoric relentlessly eroded respect for law enforcement to the White House to compliment and honor them. In short, he abused the bully pulpit of the presidency to inflame and divide. He sure did that. He certainly did do that. In a better world, and she goes on. But in any event, I did the story really to point out that Kamala now has an $8.1 million house with her slug of a husband. They're on the ocean. And again, that's fine by me. If somebody can afford it, buy it and so forth. But don't be a hypocrite. She's that and a lot more. A complete hypocrite. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50, non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Term Busters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class, exam required to qualify. For details, call 1-800-908-7636. Paid for by Robert Livinger, Insurance Agent.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
If I were to ask you what makes for a good night's sleep, you'd probably say a dark, quiet room, not too many things on your mind. But every night when you go to get some Z's, how often do you really think about the temperature in your bedroom? Temperature may be one of the most underappreciated factors in sleep. That's according to the Senior Vice President of Research and Scientific Affairs at the National Sleep Foundation. We often hear about lights and screens and stress, but even modest changes in temperature and airflow can influence both how quickly you fall asleep and how deeply you stay asleep. Most experts will recommend a room temperature of 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. You might also experiment with your sheets and what you actually wear to bed. Play around a bit and see what improves your sleep. You might be delightfully surprised. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
When the whole world changed, Children International developed new ways to reach children and families in poverty during these vulnerable times.
I'm learning every day.
I'm healthy and strong. To learn more, go to children.org/help today.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Quiet now so he can educate you. Whether you like it or not, Mark Levin is on the radio.
WMAL, making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, ladies and gentlemen, last night after the show, I actually took out a lot of my gold and I looked at it. It's kind of fun. I have different denominations of gold, different products of gold. And I've thought to myself, you know what? I've been smart to diversify all these years. And that's why I want to pass my own practice on to you, because I think it's smart to do. For decades, some Americans like me have been holding physical gold in retirement accounts as a hedge against inflation, against geopolitical turmoil. But what do you really own, and how is it positioned today? Now, if you own gold, silver, or platinum, whether in a retirement account or in your own vault or whatever, wouldn't you like to know its current market value? Wouldn't you like to know if your holdings still make sense for your long-term goals, the product that you have them in, and so forth and so on? Wouldn't you like to take a closer look at that? Right now, Monetary Gold will give you a complimentary precious metals holdings review when you call them. Absolutely free.
Hard-boiled eggs,
877
toast,
now
and
gold,
olives.
877 now gold. That's right. They will review your precious metals asset by asset, discuss the current market value of it. Then your Monetary Gold consultant can walk you through areas that might be worth reviewing, like your product type as an example. Or maybe if you have gold, you might want to consider selling it and buying silver, selling the silver and buying platinum. And they'll walk it through. So whatever they suggest makes sense. If maybe they suggest you hold on to what you have, the way you have it. Now they have an A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau, A+. And Monetary Gold is the trusted name in precious metals. There's a lot of them out there. They're the ones that I trust. If you own gold, silver, or platinum, get your complimentary holdings review today. If you don't, you really ought to look at diversification and contact them as well. Just call 877 now gold. That's 877 now gold,
And by the way, ask for their free gold and silver guide. Very important. 877 now gold, 877 now gold. Performance may vary. Consult your tax or financial professional. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get back here. So we have Kamala Harris and her husband, who apparently are very wealthy. Again, I don't hold it against them. They hold it against other people, right? They're in the top 1/10 of 1%. And so if they're free to look at our wealth, we're free to look at their wealth. But on top of this, there she is pushing the destruction of our constitutional order. She's at the National Urban League Conference today. Cut 10, go.
But I do mean we must be uncompromising. And we must allow for a real conversation about revisiting certain things. For example, and I know this is going to be controversial coming from me in particular, we need to revisit the Electoral College.
So basically, she
electoral
wants to
college, not electoral,
from having any influence in the federal government. That's what that means. That is what that means. Go ahead.
Revisit the point of expanding the court.
Now, what that means is they want to add 4 radical leftists like Jackson on the court. So it's more of a ideological Democrat Party Politburo. So they would destroy literally the independence of the Supreme Court. Now, this should sound like to you like the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. It's a Marxist agenda. It is a Democrat Party agenda, not just the DSA's agenda. So they want to alter our constitutional construct and the nature of our republic. Go ahead.
13 justices like we have 13 district courts.
What does that have to do with anything? 13 justices like we have 13 district courts. One has nothing to do with the other. And what she means is, did she say 13 district courts, Mr. Producer? She means 13 circuit courts. We have over 700 district courts. Go ahead, moron.
We need to revisit, if they so want, statehood for Puerto Rico and D.C.
Puerto Rico and D.C. So we're supposed to give a city 2 senators statehood. A city that was created under the Constitution to be neutral and independent, we should give that 2 senators on land that was literally taken from Maryland. And so the proposal from conservatives has been, okay, then the 2 senators from Maryland will represent the District of Columbia. We'll fix that. One person, one, but no. We want our own 2 senators. And then Puerto Rico, a territory that can barely govern itself, quite frankly. 2 more Democrat senators. So they figured out that's how we get 4 Democrat senators. So they're not concerned about the franchise in D.C. and the franchise in Puerto Rico. They want 4 more Democrats. So again, how is this any different than the Marxists, the DSA? It's not. Destroy the independence of the Supreme Court by packing it with ideologues. Destroy the voting system. Destroy it. So basically, the big cities and the big states have representation and nobody else. And then make sure the Republicans never have a majority in the Senate again. Oh, and by the way, illegal immigration up the wazoo, because the census counts persons, not citizens like it should, persons, which means illegal immigrants that basically come into Democrat districts around the cities and outside the cities in the metropolitan areas. They'll have more representation. So they've got it all figured out, you see. And they want you to believe this is really expanding democracy when it is no such thing. It is a massive power grab by the Democrat Party and the radicals that will destroy our Constitution and our Republican small r form of government. Go ahead. That'll do it. But she's not saying anything that we haven't heard before. She's not saying anything that other senators haven't said before, other House members haven't said before. And I think it is a very important point to underscore that it's in many ways the same agenda as the Democratic Socialists of America, the Marxists. Now their agenda goes even further. But the Democrats will eventually go there, just like they eventually went to supporting Hamas over Israel. They will go there. They don't have an American principle in their body. Again, from slavery and segregation, eugenics and Jim Crow, this is a very, very evil party. And it always has been. You know, it's not the party of liberation and civil liberties and all the rest. Take a look at it. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, the overwhelming majority of Republicans in the House and the Senate got that passed over the Democrats. The Civil Rights Act of 1965, often called the Voting Rights Act, same exact thing. How about the 1960 Civil Rights Act, introduced by Dwight Eisenhower? How about the 1957 Civil Rights Act, introduced by Dwight Eisenhower? How about the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments? All Republican proposed amendments. All of them. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the new.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Should you still work out when you're injured, or should you take it easy? In most cases, one of the worst things you can do is flip the switch to be totally sedentary. That can lead to stiffness, muscle loss, even reduced coordination. Certified strength and conditioning coach Dana Santos told us, recovery is about choosing the right kind of movement at the right time. That means maybe working with someone like a physical therapist to harness movement as medicine. You'll need to prioritize controlled, high-quality movement over intensity, staying within pain-free or at least low-symptom ranges of motion. You should think of pain as feedback, not a challenge to conquer. And as with any exercise, paying extra attention to your breath, your alignment, and your form, that's going to help you reach your goals faster. Take it slow. Be patient. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
Fox News. The Justice Department is moving to drop charges against David Hearn, who was charged with deliberately damaging the reflecting pool near the Lincoln Memorial.
The reason, the DOJ says in court papers, the evidence was not originally known to prosecutors, and it suggests the installation of the new coating was botched, and that led to the damage. The DOJ alleges the Interior Department did not give prosecutors documents in a timely manner and withheld important information, arguing they wouldn't have sought an indictment in the first place if the Department of Interior was more forthcoming.
Fox's David Spahn. Hearn had pled not guilty earlier this month to one felony count of property destruction and has a trial date set for September. At a cabinet meeting in Camp David this morning, President Trump talking about the deal announced last night where Hamas would lay down their arms if Israel meets certain conditions.
President Trump touting this really as a major achievement. He also said it's one that simply would have been impossible to get done without the success the U.S. had already in the war against Iran.
It's a great breakthrough. Nobody thought that would be possible to disarm Hamas. That shows you how much success we're having with Iran.
Here in the region, we've gotten back into that rhythm of attacks, one side striking the other, the next night the other side striking, multiple drone attacks targeting U.S. bases in Kuwait. No casualties reported.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Tel Aviv. The Marine Corps says the pilot of an F-35B stealth fighter is expected to survive after ejecting from the jet shortly before it crashed near a Miramar Air Base in San Diego.
Photos circulating online appeared to show heavy smoke coming from near the base. Marine officials initially confirming emergency crews were responding to an aircraft mishap.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. America's listening to Fox News.
Mall shooting,
WMAL News Time is 8:02. I'm Sharon Reardon. Good evening. Police say a juvenile was shot in the leg inside Wheaton Mall in Montgomery County this evening. Investigators say the victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A juvenile male suspect is in custody. The Justice Department has moved to dismiss its case against David Hearn regarding damages to the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. The motion from federal attorneys came after an indictment was filed against the three-time Olympian, accusing him of destroying the newly installed coating back in June. 7 News reports federal attorneys and investigators have determined the damage was caused by a flawed installation by the contractor. A bill introduced this week in Montgomery County aims to add illegal immigrants to the county's fair housing laws.
The bill, sponsored by Council Member Kristen Mink, would make it illegal for landlords to deny housing based on a person's citizenship.
We have had residents required to prove their documentation status in order to even apply for a lease. This is unacceptable.
The county code already bans housing discrimination based on factors including race, sex, religion, disability, and other factors. There'll be a public hearing on the bill adding immigration status to the anti-discrimination list September 15th. Dick Iuliano, WMAL and WMAL.com.
And since Governor Abigail Spanberger took office, more than 66,000 Virginians who've spent time behind bars now have their voting rights back.
Virginia's Constitution leaves restoration up to the governor, and while prior governors from both parties worked to streamline the process, Spanberger wrote the Youngkin administration undid that work, despite the former governor's comments in 2024.
We have a very straightforward process. It follows the law as described in the Constitution and the Supreme Court.
Spanberger now looking toward a fall referendum for Virginia voters on a constitutional amendment that would automatically restore voting rights upon release from prison. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
That's the latest news. I'm Sharon Reardon for WMAL.
Over on the southbound side of DC 295, still seeing some congestion delays, but they are improving. Right now, expect off and on congestion delays from Benning Road down past East Capitol Street, while over on the northbound side, delays begin at near the 11th Street Bridge and continue up past Pennsylvania Avenue. Over on the freeway, some delays headed westbound into East Potomac Park. And over on the northbound side of the 3rd Street Tunnel, expect some heavier volume moving towards New York Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs in the lower 90s.
If you drive a big rig, you know that more time on the road means more money in your pocket. Shell Rotella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running and save you money in the long run. Trade up to Shell Rotella, and you'll get superior protection against engine wear. That means less time in the shop and more time on the road. It also means you'll get more chances to see North America's finest roadside attractions. Cows and cornfields. It's lovely this time of year. Shell Rotella's advanced synthetic technology also offers extended drain interval, helping your rig go further between oil changes, so you make less pit stops. Well, unless you need to restock on snacks, we really can't help you with that. But if you're looking to help your big rig engine live longer, look no further. Superior protection, less maintenance. That's what you can expect from the #1 heavy-duty engine oil in North America. Shell Rotella for the long haul. Explore the full lineup of Shell Rotella products at rotella.com/long haul.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
If I were to ask you what makes for a good night's sleep, you'd probably say a dark, quiet room, not too many things on your mind. But every night when you go to get some Z's, how often do you really think about the temperature in your bedroom? Temperature may be one of the most underappreciated factors in sleep. That's according to the Senior Vice President of Research and Scientific Affairs at the National Sleep Foundation. We often hear about lights and screens and stress, but even modest changes in temperature and airflow can influence both how quickly you fall asleep and how deeply you stay asleep. Most experts will recommend a room temperature of 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. You might also experiment with your sheets and what you actually wear to bed. Play around a bit and see what improves your sleep. You might be delightfully surprised. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. All right. Let's go through some of these people. Abdul Al Saeed and AOC. In an ad in Michigan, where we fully support our friend Mike Rogers. Let's listen to this. I haven't even heard this ad yet. Cut 16, go.
Dr. Abdullah Sayed and I may come
All right,
from
stop. He's not a doctor. That's phony. Okay, he's not a doctor. He's no more a doctor than I'm a doctor, Mr. Producer. Do you play doctor at home, Mr. Producer? I hope not. No. Okay, so this guy's playing doctor. It's just so sick. All right, let's start over again, shall we? That's AOC, the squeaky voice, squeaky from type voice. Cut 16, go.
Dr. Abdullah Sayed and I may come from different places, but we're forged in the same fight.
For money out of politics, money in your pocket, and Medicare.
You don't believe in money out of politics, bro? You don't believe in money out of politics? You don't believe in not taking money from billionaires? I love all these guys that have support from Qatar, and I'm not saying they have money from Qatar, but Qatar supports candidates like this because Qatar believes in the overthrow of America. But all the money that pours in here from these Middle East potentates, these inbreds in robes, who happen to live on top of enormous amounts of oil and gas reserves, just dumb luck. What about money and money in politics? Money, but they don't care that Qatar's pouring money in this country, Hamas is pouring money, Saudi Arabia is pouring money. No, communist China's pouring money. We just don't want money in politics, you know. And the Democrats seem to raise more money than anybody else. Have you noticed that? They got their billionaires. They got the Soros boys, you know, the father and the son. They got that guy in Beijing. What are we supposed to call it today? We used to call it Peking, but you're not allowed to do that anymore. It's like Qatar. What's it called now, Mr. Producer? I forget. Qatar. No, excuse me. It's called Qatar. Or Kiev. No, excuse me. It's Kiev. Yeah, but nonetheless, I digress. Abdul Al Saeed and AOC, they don't want any money in politics, so swear off money, but they do raise money for politics, and mostly out of state. Plus, they want your money. They see Elon Musk, and they want his money. They see a billionaire, they want their money. They want everybody's money. Cut 16, go.
Oh, that's the part they can't stand. That's
Medicare for all. No, I can't stand that, actually. What are you going to do, put Fauci in charge of it? Oh, that'll be a good one. Medicare for all. Now, 47% of the people in the United States are already on some form of government-subsidized health care. Did you know that? But they want Medicare for all. And by the way, all means illegal aliens. That's right. Now, that won't break the system, will it? Medicare for all, including people who've never paid into it. Oh, that's kind of cool. That won't break the system, will it? Medicare for all. Now, where's that worked in any country? Government-run health care. Long lines. Dirty hospitals. That's right. Long waits for life-saving treatment. You want a specialist? Good luck. What a disaster. What a disaster. Get somebody on the phone on the weekend? Forget it. You better make sure you have an emergency during the week. And it better be before 10 a.m. Between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Rush hour in the morning and rush hour at night. That's right. We're talking the truth here. They just throw the Medicare for all. What do you know about health care? I'm a phony doctor. What do you know? I'm a former whatever I am. Sandy, they used to call me, Westchester. But now I pretend that I'm from the Bronx. Go ahead.
Millions to bury Abdul and this movement.
For all, because wherever you live, however you pray, whoever you vote for, I'm going to fight for you.
And we only...
He's going to fight for us. For all of us. That's why billionaires are spending millions to bury Abdul in this movement for all. No. First of all, billionaires aren't spending millions. I wish they were. We want to defeat El Sayed because we don't want the enemy in the house. That's right. We don't want some guy who goes on Hassan Puka's show. Hassan Puka who defends 9/11. Well, that's right. We don't want some candidate who's a puker going into the Senate. Nothing to do with billionaires and millionaires. Okay. Cut 17. One more. Let's go.
You know, when AIPAC watches this, come for me. See what happens. Come for me.
When AIPAC comes for this, watches this, come for me. AIPAC is not a person. It's an organization of private citizens, Americans, who believe in the relationship between America and Israel. Now, AIPAC is a political action committee, so it raises funds to promote people who support the relationship between America and Israel. Unlike Qatar that pours $400 billion into our country to buy our businesses and control them, and to destroy our colleges and universities, and now to influence K through 12. Israel doesn't do that. And AIPAC isn't funded by Israel. It's not funded by foreigners. Just American citizens who are Jewish. And every ethnic group has a pack of this sort. God knows the Arabs have it. God knows the Islamists have it. And they have billions and billions and billions more. That's right. But we're going to talk about AIPAC because AIPAC is another word for what, Mr. Producer? Jew. Jew. AIPAC, the Jews. The neocons, the Jews. That's right. Now, I call Islamists Islamists and jihadis jihadis. I call them what they are. But see, they won't say it. I'm sure they say it at home. I'm sure they say it to one another. I'm sure it's not long when they'll say it out loud and in public. But right now it's AIPAC. Zionism. That's right. Neocons. But I don't mean the Jews. No, not the Jews. That's right. Start at the top, please. Cut 17. Go.
You know, when AIPAC watches this, come for me. See what happens. Come for me. Like, I know you keep coming, but like...
moron. Come for me. Come for me. Come for me. Obviously, we want you to lose, clown. What do you mean, come for me, come for me, come for me? This guy's lost election after election, by the way. He's very wealthy. His wife, also an Islamist. They take no private health care. They take no government health care. All cash and checks because they believe in Medicare for all, except her patients. That's what I mean. They're all hypocrites. They're all frauds and fools. Go ahead.
Like literally the least capable candidate in America, right? And then Chuck Schumer doubles down, and then AIPAC doubles down. And part of me is like, okay, look, if you think you can beat money out of politics, money in your pocket, Medicare for all, come.
Right. Money out of politics. The left runs with money in politics every damn time. Usually they outraise us, and you never hear a squeak. When they don't, then all they do is whine about money in politics, money. They're so obsessed with money, your money, taking your money and redistributing your wealth. They're so obsessed with it. And they don't really believe in open campaigns unless they have more money than you do. That's right. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
If I were to ask you what makes for a good night's sleep, you'd probably say a dark, quiet room, not too many things on your mind. But every night when you go to get some Z's, how often do you really think about the temperature in your bedroom? Temperature may be one of the most underappreciated factors in sleep. That's according to the Senior Vice President of Research and Scientific Affairs at the National Sleep Foundation. We often hear about lights and screens and stress, but even modest changes in temperature and airflow can influence both how quickly you fall asleep and how deeply you stay asleep. Most experts will recommend a room temperature of 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. You might also experiment with your sheets and what you actually wear to bed. Play around a bit and see what improves your sleep. You might be delightfully surprised. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Hello, I'm a Marine. It took me a long time to make this call.
My buddies from the Army are all gone now.
I feel so stuck.
If you or a veteran in your life is experiencing thoughts of suicide, dial 988, then press 1 to reach the Veterans Crisis Line.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I was on a routine patrol, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
I'm William Shatner. Show them their sacrifice hasn't been in vain. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Starlight Children's Foundation brightens the lives of sick kids like my son Finn, who was born with congenital heart disease. Learn more about Starlight by visiting starlight.org today.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Gold entered 2026 after a historic year. 53 new all-time highs, an average price up 44% year over year, then pushed past $5,500 an ounce in January. Right now it's pulled back. Many Wall Street analysts are telling clients this is the window before gold pushes back towards new highs. Meanwhile, silver is on track for a sixth year of structural supply deficit, with solar, EVs, electronic, and industrial demand still pulling heavily on the market. And gold's pullback has been fueled by fading Fed rate hopes and massive debt. Not a clear break in gold's bigger 2026 story. Call Monetary Gold right now. Get your complimentary gold and silver guide, the #1 requested guide in America for a quarter of a century, absolutely free. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD or go to marklovesgold.com. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Don't wait. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the roads. Because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Michael Watley is the Republican nominee running for the Senate in North Carolina against a very liberal former governor who's pretending he's not. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It is really good to be on with you, sir.
It's my pleasure. Tell us what's going on the ground in North Carolina. I know it's a tough fight. The guy's got big name ID and he's got a ton of money. How's it going?
It's going extremely well. You know, we finished up our tour of all 100 counties a couple of weeks ago, and we've been, from the mountains to the coast and everywhere in between. And what we consistently see is the people of North Carolina, whether they're in the mountains, whether they're at the coast, whether they're in the big cities or the rural areas, they want a fighter. They want somebody who's going to fight for them. They want somebody who's going to help their family succeed. They're going to make more. They're going to keep more. And they really want safe kids and communities. And when we have a conversation with them about Roy Cooper and what that guy did when he was serving as the worst governor in the history of North Carolina, they realize that's not the direction that they want to take this country in or that they want North Carolina to be going in.
Now, these former governors, especially when they're Democrats, they tend to raise a ton of money. Has he raised a ton of money to try and redefine who you are and redefine who he is?
Yeah, he has raised a ton of money, and that's okay. You think about President Trump when he was running against Kamala Harris. She outraised us by about $1 billion. And it didn't matter because good policy is good politics. and she was a terrible communicator with a terrible message. We're seeing that with Roy Cooper right now. That guy went up and he's been running wall-to-wall TV ads for over a month. He's going backwards in the polls. People don't want what he's selling. He is just like the Democrat socialists, just like the liberals from California, Illinois, and New York. This guy is open borders, inflationary spending, and a woke, weak America.
And is that message being conveyed? Because I'm sure the media is against you.
Well, yeah, the media is always going to coddle, a Democrat in North Carolina. There's absolutely no question about it. We're holding press conferences across the state. We had one today in Burlington, North Carolina. Cooper's running from the basement. This is Joe Biden 2.0. He doesn't take questions from the press. He doesn't want to talk to them, but they do everything they can to kind of, defend him whenever they do have a conversation. It's all, what's your favorite, flavor of ice cream? And, what do you think about, the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team or things along those lines? We need to have a real conversation about what that guy did. Him raising taxes as a legislator and vetoing tax cuts as a governor, about him vetoing the Parents' Bill of Rights, about him vetoing legislation to keep boys out of girls' sports and men out of women's locker rooms, and about him releasing 4,200 hardened criminals out of North Carolina prisons because he didn't want them to get COVID. He's never going to get asked those questions by a very compliant press.
Will there be a time at which you'll be able to debate him? Because you're very knowledgeable, you're very good at that, and it seems to me the more the better.
Yeah, I certainly hope we're going to have a debate, and I would expect that the people around him would want to put him on a debate stage because, as a 40-year career politician, that guy's been running for office since I was a senior in high school at Watauga High School in Western North Carolina. That they feel like he could go out there and do it, but we don't have a date set. But I really do hope that we have that conversation. There's never been in North Carolina a bigger contrast between two Senate candidates than there is between me and Roy Cooper, and that guy who is fighting for the socialist agenda, who is fighting every day against the interests of North Carolina. He's fighting for the values of California and New York and Illinois. He would have been a great governor in one of those states, but he ran so far to the left, especially in his second term here, that he's just run away from the middle in North Carolina and mainstream North Carolina.
How do your internal polls look if you're able to relay at least generally some of the information?
Yeah, the last poll that we saw publicly down here in North Carolina was commissioned by a group called PPP, which is a Democratic firm. Has this as a 4-point race, and very interestingly, in the crosstabs, when you dig down into it, Roy Cooper's got 92% name recognition, and half the people that know him don't like him. And so for us to be down 4 points at this point, we're almost at the margin of error. We're right there, and it just shows you how competitive this race is going to be. When Tom Tillis won this seat the first time in 2014, he won it by 0.3 of a point, by about 50,000 votes. Ted Budd, our other senator right now, he got a very comfortable 50.5% of the vote. So there's no way North Carolina is not going to be a tight race. It's going to be a tough race, like you said, to open this conversation. But we're seeing it come into shape very well right now. And we know nationally this is going to be, one of the most important races to watch.
It is. And one of the hardest things to do in these statewide races is to have the precincts man, is to knock on the doors, to have an army of volunteers. How's that going?
It's fantastic. The way that we won in North Carolina when I ran President Trump's campaign down here in 2020 and 2016 is by get out the vote and protect the ballot. And so we have a really good network through all 100 counties of North Carolina. We've got them all organized with the Republican Party. We know that we're going to have the volunteers out there. It's critical for us to be having those conversations. I tell everybody at every event that it comes down to a 5-minute conversation that you have with your friends and your family members and the people you go to church with, where you tell them how important this race is and how important it is for us to have a conservative champion as opposed to, a liberal guy who's going to just vote with the woke mob.
Now, the president obviously endorsed you, and you've been a fantastic campaign manager and so forth at the RNC. So is the president going to campaign for you at some point in North Carolina? I assume he would.
Yeah, he's been down to North Carolina twice already, and I fully expect that he will be back here. And it's absolutely critical for us to have him on the ground. This is a state, it's a battleground state. It's one of the original, 7 states that we fought in 2016 and 2020 and 2024 for him to be able to win. And it's the only one out of those 7 states that he carried all 3 times.
Mm-hmm. It's a big state. People don't realize North Carolina has become a very populous state. I don't even know how many electoral college votes you have there, but it's not insignificant, is it?
16 electoral college votes. We've got over 10 million people living here, about 7 million registered voters, and 100 counties. And we're making sure that we are talking to every community and every family across the state.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I endorsed you last time, didn't I? I hope I did. I'll endorse you now if I didn't.
Well, I'm really grateful for that. I think your support means a lot to the people on the ground down here. It means a lot to me. We really do have a contrast election here between somebody who is going to be a champion for liberal values or for North Carolina values.
Michael Watley, if people want to help you, where do they go?
MichaelWatley.com.
And we'll post that on all our social sites. And we're going to have you back for sure. Good luck, my friend. You'd be a great senator. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mark.
MichaelWatley.com. Help him out, folks. He would be a great senator. I'll be right back.
For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's The Odyssey has inspired readers with timeless lessons about courage, duty, loyalty, family, leadership, and the search for home. Odysseus battles cyclopses, sirens, storms, and temptation itself, pride, comfort, and despair. These challenges still resonate today. That's why Hillsdale College created its new free online course, The Odyssey, taught by Hillsdale College professors. It explores the great books and enduring ideas at the heart of Western civilization. Enroll free today at levinforhillsdale.com. Read the classics, study the West. Start now.
Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 9. Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
Then here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
So let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9. WMAL. Making sense of the news.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
All text. You focus on the road.
as a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
First Responders Children's Foundation takes care of the children and families the brave ones leave at home. Help us help them. These are the beautiful voices of police officers, firefighters, nurses, and teenagers who remind us that we can come together and create harmony and unity.
Oh, say
Text BRAVE to 24365 to learn how you can help your first responder community today.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Has your child swallowed your medicine, your laundry detergent, your nail polish remover? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you inhaled paint thinner, glue, pesticides? Call the Poison Helpline. Have a question about a dose, a fume, something your kid just drank? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first for fast, free advice from medical professionals. Call 1-800-222-1222 anytime, anywhere. 1-800-222-1222. Save the number, save a life. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Combat medic Alan Babin was critically injured in Iraq when he rushed to help an injured soldier. Now he will require care for the rest of his life. Paralyzed Veterans of America is here helping veterans get all the benefits they've earned. To help Paralyzed Veterans of America, visit pda.org.
Are you a parent of a child with disabilities who desperately needs a break? Then you need to know about Jill's House. To find out more, visit our website, jillshouse.org.
WMAL, making sense of social media because big tech can't be trusted. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Must put them, the thunder on the right. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
I cannot believe this week is over in 30 minutes. I cannot believe that August 1st is tomorrow. And I gotta believe you're gonna watch Life, Liberty, and Levin tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Set your DVR or whatever recording device you use. And Sunday, full hour with Governor DeSantis. He's a fascinating man. And I do think he's presidential material. At some point, I believe that strongly. I think he's the best governor we've had. Best governor I've ever seen in my lifetime, as a matter of fact. And people talk with their feet, and they have moved into this state like you can't believe. That is Florida. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday. So I think you're going to want to watch both shows, at least record them. And we look forward to having you. As long as you like those shows, I'll keep doing them. You know, my wife says, and she really is smarter than I am. And she says, honey, you do a show on Saturday and Sunday. Why don't you peel back a little bit? Maybe just do a Sunday show. And I have flirted with that. But then I decided there's just too much at stake, and she agrees with me. She agrees with me. And so we just decided I'm not going to do the podcast. We're all revved up, ready to sign a deal with another major company. And then I said, no, we can't do this. I've got so much on my plate. These guys that come out with books, some of them write their books, some of them don't. I write every word. I research it all. And so that is a big undertaking. And so to add something else at this point probably didn't make sense anyway. I mean, I'm ubiquitous enough, aren't I? Some of these guys, I got to be on TV 7 days a week, twice a day, with a podcast and the radio. And I go, you know what? Cool it. In a recent industry survey, and I'm going to keep telling you this because I'm very proud of our friends at Pure Talk. I'm proud of the fact that they help veterans. I'm proud of the fact that they were founded by a veteran. I'm proud of the fact that they're the David taking on 3 Goliaths, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. I'm proud of the fact that they take care of you, my audience customers. They really are a fantastic company. And in a recent industry survey, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every single category. You understand? There's not another company that did. Coverage, support, value, data. You deserve 5-star wireless service. And now Pure Talk has an invitation for you. And I'm hoping you're going to take them up on it. Switch to Pure Talk for just $15 a month for the first 3 months. That's for a limited time. It's going to be very short-lived. Any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plans, just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract needed. Insanely low offer to switch to a top-rated company. You know how you get 5 stars for support? A dedicated U.S. customer service team. You know how you get 5 stars for value? You save the average family of 4 over $1,000 a year versus the big guys. There's a better wireless choice out there. There is none. Period. And at just $15 a month for your first 3 months on any plan, now's a great time to choose Pure Talk and to get started immediately. Simply dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin, and you're off to the races. That's it. Pound 250, say Mark Levin, and let the U.S. customer service team make your switch easy. Yes, they're based in America. What? No, plain English. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, pound 250, say Mark Levin. Friday evening is the best time to do this. Jump in. Jump in. You'll be glad you did, and you're going to wonder why you didn't, quite frankly. All right, let's take some calls, shall we? I think we can. Let us go to Gail in Melbourne, Pennsylvania on the Mark Levin app. How are you, Gail?
Hi, Mark. You had posed a question about why are we hearing from legacy media all these awful Democrats and awful things that they're doing. Mm-hmm. Well, it's counterintuitive, but I believe that the Democrat conglomerate CEOs who are Marxists and are mad want to use their Democrat cronies to actually raise taxes and put on more regulations, like regulatory capture, in order to put out their smaller media companies and innovators, put out competition. You know, I'm not against growth. I don't care if these companies are growth, but they're actually predatory capitalism, which is actually socialism.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. All right, Gail, good point. Thank you very much for your call. Let us go to Robert, Santa Clara, California. They're great. KSFO. Robert, how are you?
Mark, thank you so much. You were mentioning Kamala Harris. Remember when she ran on the getting rid of the stepped-up and basis, which Steve Forbes had an article when she was running, and it's about a 41% death tax, okay? Newsom wants to take that national. They all want to take it national. 51% or 50% death tax. That means your state's done when grandma dies, when you die. And this is a confiscatory party. This is their main agenda, and this is the serious call, because DeSantis, like you said, wants to do the opposite. Mm-hmm. And the California people, the groupthink in Palo Alto, wherever they're thinking, they don't want anybody to keep anything. Generational wealth, Michelle Obama, they're all obsessed with this. It's capped off at one generation. If you're lucky, if everybody works together, you might be able to keep one thing.
And why should it, as a moral issue, be even on the table? When you're trying to pass your wealth on to your family, isn't that why you work so hard to begin with? Isn't that why you husband your resources? Isn't that why you create wealth in the first place, to take care of your family, your kids, your grandkids? So why shouldn't you be able to pass every damn dime on it to your family? Why should the government, even when you die, take money they already taxed and do what? Piss it away. Why is that even on the table as far as I'm concerned?
It shouldn't be up for an election for a town of 100 people to vote against 199, you yourself, to vote the shirt off your back or your property into their whatever, copiers, or into their having it. They do it because
because more people do not have farms to pass on or businesses to pass on or money to pass on to that extent than don't. And so we've now reached a point, this is what they call populism, why I reject it completely. We've now reached a point that if a majority of the people want to take your money that you have earned and already paid taxes on, local, state, and federal, and pass it on to your children, that you're going to cough up 50%, 80%, 100% of it and give it to the government to redistribute it to bureaucrats and for the use of politicians to buy votes. I think it's one of the most immoral things, the immoral taxes that exist, the so-called death tax. Don't you?
I absolutely do. And it's 50% of the new appraised value if they have to. That means your kid will have to go to a bank. If mom is 90 and you're 60, you'll have to, when are you going to work? You're going to work 5 more years to pay off 50% that of something that appreciated up to over $1 million? Who's the bank's going to loan you that money? This is where DeSantis is speaking
You
the
won't
truth.
let me fucking
And
post
Steve
that.
Hilton out here in California wants to do this. The cap and trade, the gas taxes has the CPI way up. So you can't get affordability at the grocery store. When Donnie wants to, Eric Adams, none of them could have, they couldn't even fund the government in New York before he tried to propose free daycare and free grocery stores. It doesn't exist. They don't like private anything. They want to nationalize everything, which is unaffordable. There's already, the tax base is already broke.
I mean, government-run grocery stores, it's like the least thing we need in this country. It's like, why do we need government-run grocery stores? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you, my friend. Let's take another call. That was a great call. Christian in Allegan, Michigan. Mark Levin app. Go right ahead, please.
Oh, boy, it's a privilege to talk to you. It's the first time I've ever been able to call you. I'm just a young person. I'm sad to hear that your Life, Liberty, and Levin is going away.
No. Life, Liberty, and Levin on Fox is staying. Liberty's Voice, the podcast, I've decided no. I'm not going to do that.
I understand exactly why you're doing that, but I just want you to know that encouraged me to start my own YouTube channel because I would go above and beyond the average voter by flags on my truck, bumper stickers all over it. I moved from the state of Indiana to Michigan to help fight the battle in Michigan because Indiana's basically got it figured out. So I figured I'd move to Michigan to help the political world.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
26 years old. And
okay,
you're one of the people.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Into politics. You and a cousin of mine are really the ones who kind of mentored me to really explore the Constitution more. And I've always been obsessed with the Constitution. And I consider you to be one of the founding fathers that traveled forward in time, if you ask me.
Wow, you're very, very kind. You know, I've always said to my family and friends, I think I've said on radio here, that I was born at the wrong time, right, Mr. Producer? I should have been born back then, would have loved to participate in the Constitutional Convention, but here I am. It's just as important, I suppose, to defend it against the Marxists and the Islamists and the rest of the reprobates out there trying to destroy our society and destroy our Constitution. So I guess we have a reason to be here, don't we, Christian?
Oh, yeah. But, my YouTube channel, I only have 51 subscribers, but I'm trying to grow it to help reach out to young people to get them out and voting because we know how the midterms are always so low turnout. And so God spoke to me one day and he told me you need to start a YouTube channel. And it's called The Voice of the Lord and Liberty. And so God spoke to me.
So what's the name of your program?
The Voice of the Lord and Liberty.
All right, my friend. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50, non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Term Busters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class, exam required to qualify. For details, call 1-800-908-7636. Paid for by Robert Livinger, insurance agent.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. I don't know about you, but my social media feeds are flooded with lotions and potions and gadgets, all promising to unlock different components of longevity. But if you log off, take a step back from all the hype, you'll find that the actual keys to a longer, healthier life are hiding in plain sight. There are 4 of them. Number 1, nutrition. The Mediterranean diet really is the gold standard. Number 2, exercise. You should be getting 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise every week, plus strength training and stretching. Number 3, sleep. Sleep is when your body and your brain repair themselves. You should be getting 7 to 9 hours a night. And finally, number 4 often gets forgotten, socialization. It's not a bonus. It's a necessity for a healthy life, finding a sense of community, purpose, and belonging. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal price.
I really have much to say at the moment, anyway. uh, Rusty's gonna start making Mary Bernie fucking love videos. Saying she's enjoying ganging up on you with Angie. So it's Rusty and Angie versus Lady Venom and whoever's in her corner. Yeah, there's that avatar. Me choking Wiggin. That's a good one. Three hours and 10 minutes. Bye. I'll see everybody later. I'm leaving. Now, before I do, it was at 9. There's got to be at least one person who likes me. I enjoy being here. Not going to say much. I've already said what needs to be said. I don't know. That thing with Mary Burney, whatever her disability is, it's she's not the caliber of some of the people in here doing this stuff. Yeah, that's a 12-year-old mind sometimes still. Yeah, doing that. You guys put her up to it. It's just, or maybe she's not that retarded. Maybe she is a lot smarter than we give her credit for. But yeah, it's not very smart attacking your mother. That's for sure. You guys can't say you didn't help her. Especially you, Rum. You're a dumb fuck.